What's good, everybody? It's your boy A. Capone tapping in with some news on Puffy, Sean, Diddy, Combs. Brother Love, whatever you want to call him. But they on his heels, and I'm trying to tell you, like I was saying, they coming for his ass. Right now, a search is being, and they searching Diddy crib right now. So I'm going to give y'all a little insight on what's going on right now. Check it out. Trust me, Diddy, this shit going to turn ugly. You think all the dirt that this nigga did, it ain't going to come back? Check it out.
Telling ABC News that right now authorities are carrying out searches at properties associated with P. Diddy. This is all part of a federal investigation into human trafficking. They also say that this investigation has been ongoing now for several months. They add, our sources, that an arrest does not appear to be imminent at this time, but what you are looking at right now is live video of one of these searches being conducted. Now, this is a search that is happening at Sean Diddy Combs' Los Angeles home. This is in the Beverly Hills area, so you can see a tremendous amount of law enforcement present there all around that home. So this search just began here. There's also, as we understand, another search being conducted on the other side of the country in Miami, because we are
They know Diddy spots.
Security, that there are investigations going on using the assistance of HSI Los Angeles and HSI Miami, along with local law enforcement partners. We do understand that they will provide us with updates as possible, but this goes into multiple allegations against Sean Diddy Combs over the years. There have been several civil suits against him as well, including human trafficking. All
the human trafficking thing
he has denied.
Look, that human trafficking thing, listen, they can't sweep that shit up on the road. That's a serious issue in this country. So Puffy gonna have to face the music. Right now, they ain't locking him up. But what the fuck is all this searching these cribs for in Miami, California, and him being incarcerated ain't gonna come? It's coming.
As this has been ongoing, but again, clearly an escalation that we are seeing play out live right now in Los Angeles. I want to bring in our ABC News contributor and trial attorney, Brian Buckmeyer, who I know, Brian, you have been following this case for many months, and you bring it up to me all the time, and now I wouldn't call this the culmination. In fact, probably this is just the beginning, right? So what do you make of the fact that they've decided to carry out these two searches simultaneously and on other sides of the country here?
So, Kaylin, you're right. I've been talking to us about this for too long. But what does it get you? What does a person need to have the ability to search a home? Probable cause. So what I'm doing is I'm looking backwards. How could a judge grant the ability to search these two homes, and why would you do it simultaneously? Probable cause being the belief, or at least having the quantity of information that a crime either.
And to touching on what he's saying, probable cause is these allegations. Everything transpiring and what's going on, it leads to probable cause. And no charges have been filed against him yet. But those lawsuits and all these allegations, and don't be surprised, Diddy not the only one. Because don't be surprised if they treat him like R. Kelly and play him with the RICO.
Either did happen, is happening, or is going to happen. That's how law enforcement must have to prove to a judge or a court why they have the opportunity or the legal ability to search someone's home. Now, why would you do it in conjunction from one property and another at the same time? Law enforcement typically does this because they are worried that information or property or evidence may be hidden away or destroyed while you're searching one property. And so
now, you think about it. You listen to what he said. The warrants being served simultaneously. Thinking that, okay, if we do it this way, he won't have an opportunity to get rid of nothing. So they basically saying they was allowing Diddy to feel comfortable like he really untouchable, Mr. Brother Love. And then they snuck up on him. But if Diddy was smart at all, if he had any evidence of any wrongdoing, videotapes, whatever, when them fucking allegations came out, he's supposed to get everything gone. Everything. But I want to see what they come up with.
So they're looking for something to corroborate the belief that they have that a crime did occur. And as he pointed out earlier, he's facing multiple allegations of sex trafficking. So perhaps that is a crime in which they're investigating. Perhaps that is what they're trying to seek more information from. But in order to search a home, you have to have probable cause. The only question is, probable cause of what?
Probable cause. And so, Brian, as you look at this and you watch this, and we'll shout if we see anything, any more movement on these screens. But it is important to know, right, that this is all being run out of the Southern District of New York here. So there is a tremendous amount of coordination happening within law enforcement at the highest levels.
Absolutely. And the reason why I believe it's being coordinated out of the SDNY or the Southern District of New York, which encompasses for the most part Manhattan, is a lot of the civil allegations stem from there, whether it be Cassie or the other 4 allegations or civil lawsuits that stem from it afterwards. And so what it appears to be, at least if you're thinking this is connected to the civil lawsuits, are that the SDNY is coordinating with the other agencies in Miami as well as Los Angeles to search the properties of Sean Combs to see if there's any evidence of that. Now, I can't think of anything off the top of my head what would be evidence of sex trafficking, predominantly something that might stick out as to something to corroborate what we've heard in these civil allegations. But if they find it, it could lead to further investigations. At this point, we're hearing that there's no potential arrest, but it doesn't mean there wouldn't be one in the future based on either more information collected or if they're finding whatever it is that they're hoping to find in these 2 locations.
And Brian, we do want to mention that we were initially told what we were showing our viewers here is a home in Los Angeles, California, near Beverly Hills. That is not the case. What you're seeing on your video, on your screen, is in fact Miami, and then they are also searching a home simultaneously in Los Angeles in the Beverly Hills area at the exact same time. And to Brian's point here, the law enforcement does that often in an effort to make sure that these searches can be conducted without sort of tipping off.
And also, I know it's probably going down. Dukes, Diddy not no dummy, man. You got 2 houses. Man, trust me, rich as them niggas is, he got way more than 2 houses. And trust me, he got his mom's got his back. She getting evidence and doing whatever she need to do to make sure her son good. I guarantee you that.
Anyone else that might be involved, which doesn't give anyone any time to do anything questionable with evidence. So you're getting a larger shot there. You can see now just how close that home is to the water as our affiliate helicopter is flying over this home again in Miami as it is being searched. I want to now bring in our ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett. Brian Buckmeyer, don't go anywhere because I have several more questions for you as well. But Brad, as you're watching this, first of all, can you explain to us, Brad, what that vehicle is that we're seeing right there, that big white truck?
Well, I can't see, I don't have a screen up to see it, but if it looks like a cargo truck or looks like any sort of truck that you could put evidence into, so since we don't know kind of what they're looking for, I can give you a list of what I think they're looking for, is that you have to have a crime scene search vehicle to go in with the various things you need to do to search. So,
hey, I'm just sitting up here and I'm thinking, all this shit that Diddy going through right now, all this shit that motherfucking Sean went through doing all that jail time, being deported, like, he's been getting away with a lot of shit from what I hear. A lot of people have to say, Diddy been getting away with a lot. But as you can see, the feds, and they showing this is the Miami crib right here, but they also got him in the LA crib. I don't know what they're going to come up with. I don't think they're going to come up with anything. I believe that he's smart. But when it comes down to this system, the same way they line R. Kelly up to get him out the way, what makes you think they won't do him the same fucking way? You see, the De Leon and all these things snatched from him. They know where to hit you at. They gonna hit them pockets, baby.
So my guess is it's that, because my sense was this wasn't, they weren't going there to arrest anybody. This was to do a search. And so they took everyone probably from the evidence response teams of maybe the FBI and DHS to do this search.
So a large vehicle to collect evidence. It does also look like it has some kind of satellite up in the air as well. We're also seeing local news in the area, and you're seeing law enforcement, Brad, sort of walking down a very long driveway to enter the home, and you're not seeing, it's not a chaotic scene at all. Definitely not. And you're right. Our sources are saying that an arrest at this point is not imminent.
Right. So, quickly, why were they able to go in there? To Brian's point, how did they convince a judge to go in there? You have to have a link directly to these two houses. In other words, do they have video of some of these acts that are being alleged in either location or both locations? Are there witnesses? People have come forward. Of course, people have come forward. Can they put acts in these houses when maybe they were there firsthand? Is there CCTV that can be seized? Does he actually have video that he collected while these acts were going on? It's not uncommon in these types of cases. So it's all about what happened in those houses that law enforcement convinced a judge that there may be elements of the crime inside these houses.
Because they going off the accusations.
I hope we can get some video of the raid that's happening in Los Angeles as well, so that we can learn a little bit more. But in the meantime, you're seeing again more video of P. Diddy there. But again, we are talking right now about a simultaneous search of two of his properties, one happening in Miami, the other one happening in Los Angeles. And we just have some new reporting. We're told here by our ABC's Aaron Katursky that the women who have made public accusations against Diddy are welcoming Monday's law enforcement activity, we're told. In fact, there is a statement from one of their lawyers where they're saying we will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those who have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for what they call his depraved conduct. So I want to bring back in here Brian Buckmeyer. And Brian, it was the first thing we talked about, right? That this is not the culmination of this. This potentially could be the very beginning. So Brian, what do you make of, first of all, that the lawyers are jumping right out to talk about this immediately, not wasting any time to draw attention to it?
Well, this is beneficial not only for their clients, but also for their cases. If we look to the last alleged victim, Rodney Jones Jr., who came out with allegations that seem to be very similar to Cassie as well as the other three women who brought allegations, he said that Sean Combs has cameras throughout his home that records a lot of the events. In his complaint, that being Jones Jr.'s, he had snapshots of video that he had taken himself. And so to Brad's point, I think part of this, if the SDNY and the federal government is looking into this from the lens of these civil allegations.
Look, this raid right here is something else that Meek Mill has to worry about. He's been running with Diddy for a minute. So a lot of shit that Diddy did, he probably was doing. They allegedly they lovers, and he rolling with Diddy. So I won't be surprised if any evidence is found that Meek Mill be a part of it. I won't be surprised. Hopefully not. Because academics kicking his ass all over the internet right now.
Is to see how much of it is true. And if any of this is true, could criminal charges be levied against Sean Combs? Now, some of these civil allegations came up because of a look-back window for civil allegations to be brought through New York's Adult Survivor Act. But some of these charges, like sex trafficking, have no statute of limitations, and they have severe penalties under the law. And so law enforcement will be looking at this and saying, if these are true, and there are videos, and there are cameras, or that these allegations can be corroborated through what we find in Sean Combs' home, then they will move to the next step, which will potentially be evidence collecting or arresting someone.
And Brian, if you can, just quickly, while we only have a few more moments here, help our audience understand how far back they're looking. I mean, some of these allegations stem some 30 years ago, right? And they, in some ways, coincide with the uprising of his career.
Yes, a lot of these allegations, just from lawsuits, I think, stem back from 93 or 94 and go all the way up into the production of his latest album in 2023 and 2024. And so we're talking about a long span of time. But even just outside of those lawsuits as well, there has always been these kind of whispers or rumors in the background as to Sean Combs' involvement to various activities. If you're talking about Cass's allegation of him being part of Kid Cudi's vehicle being exploded, or other allegations of
they coming for his ass.
or sexual harassment from Rodney Jones Jr. and the other four alleged victims. This is a long investigation. I think this is only the beginning, because there's a lot to have to corroborate from the people who have come forward, and also a potential of people who we haven't seen come forward to see what evidence they have and to see whether or not it's true, rumor, or something in between.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer and Brad Garrett, thank you so much, both of you, for your expertise. I will be continuing to cover this story as it develops, because, again, as we came on the air, that...
Yeah, that's it. I'm giving y'all a tad bit on it. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. I'm going to definitely keep y'all posted with Diddy, because Diddy got a lot going on. And one thing, the people that have been rubbing shoulders with him more hard, within these past 30 years, within these 30 years, don't be surprised if y'all not going to be a part of this case when they do come to lock his ass up. The Game, even when the Game was running around with the nigga for 2 years, talk about they wasn't focused on no music, what you was doing with that nigga all that time, for 2 years running around with a nigga. Come on, don't be surprised if a whole lot of motherfucking indictments be coming down. This is Al, 800 Capone. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to definitely keep y'all posted on this. I know a lot of people was in the cut like this, because they talk like Diddy's an evil ass nigga, man. I don't know. I don't care. Ain't none of my business, but I'm a reporter to tell her how it is. But he ain't going by himself. He on some King of New York shit. This shit bigger than Puff Daddy, I guarantee you. He pull a fucking New Jack City move. That shit bigger than Diddy. 800 Capone, I'm out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share.